Wow, I wish I knew about this sooner. I take no joy in the fact that this man was toxic to that girl or whatever. You know, I feel bad for her. But at the same time, like, at least I was right. I called it all along. That this man's a phony, that he's fake, that he lies to my ex-wife. I wish I knew what was going on behind closed doors. Well, I mean, this stuff really literally dropped like an hour ago, but this girl's coming forward with all this stuff against Brian. She says she's coming forward because of his role on the show, and that he's not who he portrays himself to be. So I guess she's saying, like, he's putting up an act, a good guy act. So, like, is she really his ex-girlfriend? Is that who she's saying she is when she posts all this stuff? She's an ex-girlfriend who dated him for like 2 years, I guess. Over 10 years ago. And her name's Antoinette Callan. Alright, so she's saying like he's toxic and all that. She's coming forward with this stuff. But what exactly is she coming forward with? Because I have a feeling if he's like that with this woman, then he's probably like that with my ex-wife. She doesn't go into like super specific details. She's a little cryptic, but she said that he was controlling, toxic, a liar, manipulative, just like a smorgasbord of terrible things. All right. I mean, there is that possibility that she's like lying about it, though. Okay, one thing I don't like is when someone comes forward with things and then it's always like immediate doubt, like even before listening to the full story. So I don't like that mentality. I know that, Chelsea. Like, I'm not siding with anyone at this point. I'm just saying, like, what more details are there? Like, let's hear the stories here. You know what I mean? And I have a stake in this because it involves my son. I want to know who this man is. And I don't want to jump to conclusions and then start telling the family court, oh, did you hear about this? When, who's this woman? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you should give her some credit, because if she is right about all this and she's not lying or anything, then this helps your case with him not moving in with your son. Look, I don't know the girl, okay? I care about truth, but of course I side with her more. This man attacked me, gave me a black eye. I've seen that side of him, okay? And what the world sees is this man, he's got no character flaws. You know what I mean? When he's on this show, he shows no vices. At least with me, like, what you see is what you get, Chelsea. You know what I mean? This man, you look at him and you know there's skeletons in the closet. You know what I mean? Like, and I worry about my wife's well-being, that's all. So I just want to hear the full story. That's it. I don't know what to think, Brian. I don't know what to make of this. I know it's upsetting. That's what I know. Reading it is upsetting. Miranda, this isn't fair to me. There's a reason that she's being vague. And she's making it sound like it's way worse than it was. And maybe it was bad for her. I wasn't a perfect boyfriend. But I never intended to hurt her. I hear you. And I love you. And I want to trust you. But like, if you were me, right here, right now, reading that, and you were in my shoes, how would you take it? How would you deal with it? How would you digest what you just read about the man you've been like sharing a life with and is carrying a baby for?
Me and her had a very rocky relationship, a very emotional relationship. It was one of my first relationships. And I would call it toxic love, but I never allowed it to go past a certain point. I can assure you that.
It's just hard, Brian. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what's right to feel. I don't know what's wrong to feel. Because it feels like it has everything to do with me, but at the same time, this has nothing to do with me. And it's not about me. So I don't know what to think or feel, Brian.
Miranda, I was 21 when I dated her.
Okay, we're not going to play the age game as an excuse. And I understand that when we're younger, we do stupid things. If anyone should know about that, it's me. The person who was with Melissa's father while he was married. I've made mistakes. Marrying Joey was one of them. But I don't give myself excuses for those mistakes. I don't say, hey, I was this amount younger.
It's just a little upsetting to me that you trust the words of a stranger and how she's framing things and giving her side of the story over me. And you're not basing anything off of how I've treated you and how I've tried to be great to you.
Okay, you've been great to me, and I have been bad to you at times. I cheated on you. But like, are you this way with me because of who you used to be? Do I have to worry about some man that you used to be coming to the forefront now? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to think like that, but I think I'm justified in thinking like that. Like, you are perfect for me. Sometimes you're too perfect. And that makes reading this stuff even harder, because it does seem like an act if I look at this stuff, you know?
But Miranda, she's not saying anything specific. She's not giving me anything to defend myself against. She's not saying he did this on this day, or he did that, or whatever. And it's very hard for me to defend myself towards something like that. It just feels like a personal attack. Especially when I thought me and her broke up on amicable terms. There were times where I thought she hurt me more than I hurt her. And again, if I ever said something to her that I regret, or in the heat of the moment, emotionally, or whatever, I never let it cross a certain line. I would never intentionally hurt anyone.
Okay, another reason why this is very hard for me to accept, and like my brain is swirling right now, is because when I accepted the proposal from Joey and he showed me his ring, he was a different man. He didn't start out as a scumbag. I never ever had any issues aside from the way he would side with his mother every now and then. You know? He was nice to me. He was perfect for me at the time. He started out nice and then changed, and you and me are perfect right now, and you started out nice, and here we are.
I can understand you being blindsided by these allegations, and I really try to turn the other cheek whenever you compare me to your ex-husband. But sometimes it bothers me. Sometimes it's hard to overlook when you compare me to him constantly. And I just hate that you're not looking at my actions towards you and how much I love you, how much I've dedicated myself to you. It just feels like none of that matters right now.
I don't like comparing you to Joey, I don't, and I'm sorry that I do, but it was a little traumatic being with him.
You know what's traumatic, Miranda? Having the person you love and you're obsessed with read allegations about you, a one-sided story about you on the internet, and believe it.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.